USS Gerald R. Ford. Standing as the world's largest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford is less like a traditional ship and more like a floating military city. Stretching over 1,100 feet, or about 337 meters, this massive vessel weighs roughly 100,000 tons when fully loaded. It's heavier than nearly every warship ever constructed. Instead of relying on conventional steam catapults, the Gerald R. Ford introduced an advanced electromagnetic launch system known as EMRLS. This technology uses powerful electromagnetic energy to accelerate aircraft down the flight deck, allowing launches that are smoother, faster, and capable of handling a wider variety of aircraft. The ship is powered by two next-generation nuclear reactors. Unlike diesel-powered vessels that require constant refueling, these reactors allow the carrier to operate for more than 20 years before needing new nuclear fuel. Its flight deck functions like a busy airport at sea. More than 75 aircraft can operate from the ship, including stealth fighters, electronic warfare aircraft, helicopters, and air-learning planes. Every day, crews can launch and recover dozens of aircraft while maintaining continuous combat operations. Beneath the massive deck lies an entire miniature city. Thousands of sailors live and work inside the ship, which contains medical facilities, kitchens capable of serving thousands of meals daily, workshops, ammunition storage, power systems, and miles of corridors. Despite its enormous size, the Gerald R. Ford can travel at speeds exceeding 30 knots, allowing it to rapidly deploy anywhere in the world. Russian Typhoon submarine. If the Gerald R. Ford dominates the surface, the next mission roulette the deputy is beneath it. The Russian type Onslaught submarine remains the largest submarine ever built. At first glance, it hardly looks real. Measuring nearly 175 meters long and dispatching around 48,000 tons on board, it's almost twice the width of many conventional submarines. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union designated the Typhoon for one purpose: to survive a nuclear war and guarantee retaliation. Unlike most submarines, which use a single pressure hull, the Typhoon features multiple pressure hulls inside one enormous outer body. This unusual design provides exceptional strength and allows the submarine to continue operating even if one section is damaged. Its most fearsome feature was its arsenal. The Typhoon could carry 20 intercontinental ballistic missiles, each capable of delivering multiple independently targetable nuclear warheads. In total, a single submarine possessed enough destructive power to devastate entire nations. Yet despite carrying such thriving weapons, life on board was surprisingly comfortable by submarine standards. Because of its incredible size, the Typhoon offered amenities rarely seen beneath the ocean. Crew members had access to larger sleeping quarters, exercise areas, recreational spaces, and even a small swimming pool and sauna on some vessels. The submarine's massive ballast tanks allowed it to surface through Arctic ice, making it extremely difficult for enemy fire seas to detect or track. Landkreutzer Red. Now we move from machines that actually existed to perhaps the most ambitious armored vehicle ever imagined. Made the Landkreutzer Red. During World War II, Nazi Germany proposed building a tank so enormous that it would award to many naval destroyers. The plant weight was an astonishing 1,000 tons. To put that into perspective, modern main battle tanks usually weigh between 60 and 70 tons. The Red would have been nearly 15 times heavier. Its dimensions were equally unbelievable. The vehicle would have stretched approximately 35 meters long and stood nearly 11 meters high, making it taller than a terrestrial building. Instead of a traditional tank turret, engineers planned to install twin 280mm naval guns the same caliber were set on German battleships. Supporting these giant cannons would have been additional anti-tank guns, numerous anti-aircraft weapons, and multiple machine guns positioned around the vehicle. The armor was expected to exceed 250mm in some areas, making it virtually immune to most weapons of its year. Powering such a monster required several massive diesel engines similar to those used in naval vessels. MiG-25 Fiddler. From gigantic tanks to one of the fastest military aircraft ever built. The MiG-25, known by NATO as the Fiddler, isn't the biggest airplane ever made, but it became legendary because of its incredible speed, altitude, and raw power. Developed by the Soviet Union during the Cold War, the MiG-25 was designed with one mission in mind: intercept enemy bombers and reconnaissance aircraft before they could threaten Soviet airspace. At first glance, the aircraft looks sleek and elegant. But beneath that aerodynamic shape lies an engineering masterpiece built almost entirely for speed. Instead of lightweight aluminum, much of the MiG-25's airframe was constructed from stainless steel. This unusual choice isn't made to Soviet. It was made because flying at over 3 times the speed of sound generates enormous heat. At Mach 3, friction with the atmosphere can heat parts of the aircraft to hundreds of degrees Celsius, enough to weaken conventional metals. Powered by two massive turbojet engines, the MiG-25 could exceed Mach 3, or more than 3,500 km/h, making it one of the fastest combat aircraft ever built. It could also climb to altitudes above 24 km, higher than many surface-to-air missiles of its air could reach. This extraordinary performance made Western intelligence agencies nervous throughout the 1960s. Many believed the Soviets had developed a highly maneuverable superfighter that could outperform anything NATO possessed. Panzer 8 Maurs. If the MiG-25 was built for speed, the next machine was built for pure intimidation. Made the Panzer 8 Maus the heaviest operational tank ever constructed. During World War II, Germany pursued increasingly larger tanks in hopes of creating an unstoppable armored weapon. The Maurs represented the absolute extreme of that philosophy. Weighing an astonishing 188 tons, VD was nearly 3 times heavier than today's modern main battle tanks. Its armor reached over 240 mm thick in some places, making it virtually immune to almost every light anti-tank weapon available during the war. The main gun was a devastating 128 mm cannon, capable of destroying enemy tanks from incredible distances. Alongside it sat a secondary 75 mm gun, giving the Maus tremendous firepower against multiple types of targets. On paper, the Maus seemed almost invincible. But reality proved much harsher. Its enormous weight created endless logistical problems. Very few breaches could support it, forcing engineers to develop a stronger solution.